Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss about anti-anginal agents, lecture 2. In lecture 1, we have already discussed about introduction to angina pectoris, then definition of anti-anginal agents and classification of anti-anginal agents. In today's lecture, I am going to discuss about different classes of anti-anginal drugs. Before starting the treatment of angina pectoris, just we see about the general measures that should be taken during the treatment of angina pectoris or during the attack of angina. Certain general measures are indicated in the treatment of anginal patients to reduce the cardiac workload and to prevent further arterial degeneration. These general measures help to recover the patient from the attacks of the angina pectoris or attack of angina. The load on the heart can be reduced during the angina by using different general measures which are given here. For example, the load on the heart can be reduced by correcting any obesity by avoiding heavy meals. Right? Obesity can be corrected by using light meals or by avoiding heavy meals. Right? So, angina patient should avoid heavy meals and patient should be care about their obesity. Right? Then second way, that is avoiding situations that lead to stress. Angina patient should avoid the situations which lead to the stress. Right? Some patients have the special conditions or special situations in which patient leads to the stress condition or become stressful. So patient should avoid such situations or conditions or such events in which they get stressed. Then by lowering of plasma levels of cholesterol and triglycerides. Right? Angina patient should be careful about the plasma level of cholesterol and triglycerides. They should try to lower plasma level of cholesterol and triglyceride, and also this can be corrected by avoiding heavy meals, right? As well as by taking the medicines that will reduce the level of cholesterol and triglycerides. Then by avoiding excess of exercise and excess of work. Right? Patient should avoid any activity that will lead to the load on the heart. Right? So patient should avoid the excess of exercise and excess of work that will lead to the heavy load on the heart and that will lead to the attack of angina. So patient should avoid the excess of exercise and excess of work. Now going towards the treatment of angina. In classification we have seen that important class of anti-anginal drugs, that is nitrates. Right? So nitric oxide is a potent vasodilator, right? And this nitric oxide here formed from the nitrates. Generally, nitric oxide is also formed into the body by different isomers of the enzyme nitric oxide synthetase. Right? Here our drug nitrates converted into nitric oxide, and nitric oxide acts as potent vasodilator that will dilate the blood vessels and helps to lower the load on the heart. It is a ubiquitous enzyme in endothelium, that is nitric oxide synthetase, and that will form the nitric oxide, as I said, right? Nitric oxide stimulates guanylyl cyclase to increase cyclic AMP, right? How nitric oxide causes the vasodilation? By stimulating the enzyme guanylyl cyclase. And what is the function of enzyme guanylyl cyclase? That helps to convert GTP into the cyclic GMP. So, increased level of nitric oxide stimulate the guanylyl cyclase, and stimulation of guanylyl cyclase lead to the conversion of GTP to the cyclic GMP, and increased concentration of cyclic GMP leads to the vasodilatation. How that will we see later. Then both nitrates and nitrites exhibit same pharmacological action. Nitrates, that means having the NO3 group, organic compound having the NO3 group, they are known as the nitrates, and having NO2 group, they are known as nitrites. Both have the same pharmacological action because ultimately nitrates and nitrites both converted into the nitric oxide NO, right? And NO have the pharmacological action, that is vasodilation. That's why both cause the vasodilatation. Nitrates convert themselves into the nitrites, and then it is converted into the nitric oxide. Nitrites bring about relaxation of smooth muscle, particularly of post-capillary vessels like veins and venules. Right? That is, keep in your mind that nitrites cause the relaxation of smooth muscles, particularly post-capillary vessels like veins and venules, that means small blood vessels. They do not have a direct action on capillaries, as capillaries do not have the smooth muscles. But this action takes place via relaxation of precapillary sphincters, which are responsible for inflow of blood in capillaries. Sphincters present initially in the capillary, right, and that will control the flow of the blood, right. So precapillary sphincters are responsible for the inflow of blood in capillaries, right, and capillaries have not the smooth muscles. That's why they have not direct effect on the capillaries, but they relax the post-capillary vessels. They are veins and venules. Examples of nitrates are nitroglycerin, amyl nitrite, pentaerythritol, tetranitrate, and isosorbide dinitrate. Structures of the nitrates we have already seen in the classification of the anti-anginal drugs in previous lecture. Nitrates, they are the first agents which are used to relieve angina. Right? Nitrates are the first ever agents. They was used to relieve the angina, specifically for the treatment of angina pectoris. They affect the blood vessels in the venules, circulation, and coronary arteries. Organic nitrates and nitrates are simple nitric and nitrous esters of glycerol. Right? Chemically, what is nitrates and nitrites? They are simple nitric and nitrous ester of glycerol. Glycerol have the OH group, that is hydroxyl group. 3 hydroxyl group are present in glycerol. So this hydroxyl group of glycerol are involved into the formation of nitric and nitrous esters with the nitric acid, right, and form the organic nitrates and nitrites, which are useful for the treatment of the angina pectoris. Nitrate esters are CONO2 and nitrite esters are CONO, right? Nitrate esters are CONO2. In CONO2, CO from the glycerol, right? C is the carbon from the glycerol, and oxygen is also from the glycerol, which is comes from the OH group, right? In OH group, H plus is replaced with the NO2 group, right? And form the ONO2, that is nitrate, NO3 group. And nitrate esters are CONO, right? Here H plus is replaced with the nitroso group, NO group, and converted into CONO2, that is nitrite, right? In nitrate ester, H plus is replaced with nitrite group, NO2 group, and combinedly form the NO3 group, that is nitrate, right? They cause rapid decrease in myocardial oxygen demand, leading to rapid resolution of the symptoms. As we know that in angina, what happens? Increases the demand, oxygen demand by the myocardial muscles, right? And here these nitrates cause the decrease in the oxygen demand by the myocardial muscles, and that's why they help to resolve the symptoms of the angina. They are effective in all type of angina, right? That is stable, unstable, and presmental angina. Next, mechanism of action of nitrates. See, here whole process is given of vascular smooth muscle contraction. See, nitrates enter into the cell and converted into the NO, that is nitric oxide, with the help of mitochondrial aldehyde dehydrogenase 2 enzyme, aldehyde dehydrogenase, right? That causes the dehydrogenation of the nitrate, and that is the oxidation of the nitrate and converted into the nitric oxide NO. And this enzyme stimulate, this nitric oxide stimulate the enzyme guanylyl cyclase. See, here on arrow positive sign is given. Positive sign show the stimulation, right? And negative sign stimulate the show the inhibition, indicate the inhibition, right? Here positive sign indicate the stimulation of the enzyme guanylyl cyclase that bind to the GC, that is guanylyl cyclase, and stimulate the enzyme, activate the enzyme. And stimulation of this enzyme stimulate the conversion of GTP to the cyclic GMP, right? In cyclic GMP, now intracellular concentration of the cyclic GMP will increase. That also stimulate the enzyme myosin light chain phosphatase, right? Now what is the normal function of myosin light chain phosphatase? That cause the dephosphorylation of the myosin light chain to phosphate to the myosin light chain, right? That is the dephosphorylation of the activated myosin light chain, right? So increased concentration of cyclic GMP activate the myosin LC phosphatase, and that will convert the myosin LC phosphate into the myosin light chain. See here, effect of the both activated myosin, that is phosphorylated myosin, and dephosphorylated myosin are given. Myosin light chain phosphate bind with the actin and cause the contraction of the muscle, and dephosphorylated myosin light chain do not bind with the actin protein, and that will not lead to the contraction. That means here relaxation will occur, right? So increased concentration of the cyclic GMP stimulate the enzyme myosin light chain phosphatase, and that cause the dephosphorylation of the activated myosin right, and lead to the relaxation. Right, activated myosin, that is the phosphorylated myosin, and that will cause the contraction of the smooth muscle. And dephosphorylated myosin, that is inactivated myosin light chain, they will not bind with the actin protein, and that will not cause the contraction of the smooth muscle, so ultimately lead to the relaxation. Right. So it is the mechanism of action of nitrates. Right. Nitrates first of all converted into nitric oxide. Then nitric oxide stimulate the enzyme guanylyl cyclase. Stimulated guanylyl cyclase cause the conversion of GTP into the cyclic GMP, and that will lead to the increased intracellular concentration of the cyclic GMP. Increased intracellular concentration of cyclic GMP lead to the stimulation of the enzyme myosin light chain phosphatase, and this enzyme cause the dephosphorylation of the activated myosin into the deactivated or inactive myosin. Right, and that will lead to the relaxation of the vascular smooth muscles. Right, again cyclic GMP is converted into GMP with the help of enzyme phosphodiesterase. Right, phosphodiesterase enzyme cause the conversion of cyclic GMP to the GMP, and this enzyme is also inhibited by the drug sildenafil, and that will help to decrease the blood pressure. Right, because inhibition of the enzyme PDE, that is phosphodiesterase enzyme, that will lead to the inhibition of the conversion of cGMP into the GMP. That means again increase in the concentration of the cyclic GMP into the cell. Right, and that's why that cause the inactivation of the myosin protein. Right, and that will lead to the relaxation of the vascular smooth muscles, and that's why helps to decrease the blood pressure. Next, uses of the different nitrates anti-anginal agents. First one is amyl nitrates. It is used to treat angina and heart disease. It is used as an antidote for cyanide poisoning. Right? Then in industry it is used as cleaning agent and as a solvent. It is used as inhalant drug that produces the euphoric state. So here amyl nitrates is used as for the treatment and management of angina and heart disease, as well as for the other purposes like antidote for cyanide poisoning, as well as a cleaning agent and as a solvent in industry, etc. Next drug is nitroglycerin, that is also known as the glyceryl trinitrate. It is used in the treatment of angina pectoris as well as heart failure and myocardial infarction in the form of sublingual tablet, intravenously, and in the form of transdermal patches. It is used as a gelatinizer for nitrocellular cellulose and as a propellant. Next drug is pentaerythritol erythritol tetranitrate. It is used in the treatment of angina pectoris and also used as an explosive by military. Next drug is isosorbide dinitrate. It is given as sublingual or chewable tablet in the treatment of acute anginal attack. It is also applied topically and can be given intravenous infusion. The drug isosorbide dinitrate is not effective orally. They cannot be given orally because in the presence of gastric acid it gets degraded and cannot be absorbed. So oral route or oral administration of the isosorbide dinitrate is avoided. Adverse effects of nitrate, common adverse effect of nitrate, that is the headache, right? Because of the vasodilation, it produces the headache, right? That is due to the venodilation. Patients whom used nitrate preparation should be asked about the headache after nitrate use. Lack of headache often indicates degradation of agent with a loss of therapeutic effect. That means headache and with the headache there should be an anti-anginal activity, right? That means drug produces the anti-anginal activity with headache also. Then postural hypotension, tachycardia induced by the decreased PVR, then methemoglobinemia, then withdrawal syndromes. Right? Withdrawal symptoms may occur when nitrate agents are tapered or discontinued. This may precipitate anginal attacks also. Then synthesis of nitroglycerin, that is glyceryl trinitrate. It is the simple chemical reaction in which glycerol react with the nitric acid, that is HNO3, and converted into the glyceryl trinitrate, that is nitroglycerin, and releases the 3 molecule of the water. See what happen? Nitration of the hydroxyl group is occur. In hydroxyl group, from OH, H plus is removed, and in place of H plus, NO2 group is attached to the glycerol, right? And in nitric acid, NO2 OH group minus, and from the glycerol H plus combine and form the water molecule, right? And NO2 group is attached with the oxygen of the glycerol, and from the ONO2 group, right? This process occur with all 3 hydroxyl group of the glycerol. That's why it forms the glyceryl trinitrate and releases the 3 molecule of water. Next one is synthesis of isosorbide dinitrate. Here D-glucose get reduced with the help of catalytic reduction, that is reduction in presence of platinum as a catalyst and hydrogen gas. D-glucose is reduced to the D-sorbitol. In this, aldehyde group of the glucose reduced to the CH2OH group, that is primary alcohol of the sorbitol group. Only reduction of aldehyde group occur. CHO aldehyde group is converted into primary alcohol group, that is CH2OH group. After that, D-sorbitol is undergoes dehydration with the help of sulfuric acid and get cyclized and form the cyclic intermediate. Now, this cyclic intermediate or isosorbate undergo the nitration with the help of nitric acid and sulfuric acid and converted into isosorbide dinitrate, right? So this is the synthesis of isosorbide dinitrate. Next class of anti-anginal drug, that is potassium channel opener. Examples are minoxidil and diazoxide. They are the potassium channel openers which have been used since long in hypertension. And about the minoxidil and diazoxide, we already have seen in the class antihypertensive agents. Its ability to cause vasodilatation helps to develop other novel potassium channel openers like nicorandil, pinacidil and others potassium channel openers. Mechanism of action of potassium channel openers. See, these drugs cause the opening of the potassium channels, and opening of the potassium channel potassium ion channel leads to the increased efflux of potassium ion from the cell to the outside of the cell. That will lead to the hyperpolarization of the membrane of smooth muscle. Then hyperpolarization of the membrane causes the closing of the voltage sensitive calcium ion channel, which is membrane bound. Right? So changes in voltage of the membrane that will control the closing and opening of the voltage sensitive calcium ion channel. So hyperpolarization of the membrane causes the closing of the voltage sensitive calcium ion channel. Now closing of the calcium ion channel lead to the decrease in concentration of the calcium ion into the cell. That will lead to the decrease in intracellular concentration of the calcium ion. Right? And that will lead to the less activation and phosphorylation of the MLCK, that is myosin light chain kinase enzyme. And that will ultimately cause the relaxation of the vascular smooth muscles and lead to the vasodilatation. How? See, MLCK, that is the enzyme which is responsible for the activation of the myosin protein. MLCK, that is myosin light chain kinase enzyme, causes the phosphorylation of the myosin and converted into its active form, that is myosin phosphate. Right? Now myosin phosphate bind with the, that is activated form, and can bind with the actin protein and cause the contraction of the smooth muscles. Here less activation or phosphorylation of the MLCK enzyme leads to the ultimately less activation of the myosin protein, and less activation of the myosin protein that will lead to the relaxation of the vascular smooth muscles and cause the vasodilatation. That's why they will help to reduce the symptoms of the angina. Then side effects of the potassium channel openers are flushing, palpitation, weakness, headache, mouth ulcers, nausea, vomiting, etc. Miscellaneous anti-anginal drug, that is dipyridamole. It is bright yellow crystalline powder. It is insoluble in water. It is completely absorbed from gastrointestinal tract. It is metabolized in liver by glucuronidation, that is by glucuronide conjugation. Then after metabolism, it is excreted in bile. Mechanism of action of dipyridamole, that is dipyridamole inhibits the phosphodiesterase enzyme, right, and also inhibit the cellular uptake of adenosine into the RBC as well as endothelial cells and platelets. Right? Inhibits phosphodiesterase enzyme, that is PDE, and as we know that this enzyme causes the conversion of cyclic GMP into the GMP. Right? Now inhibition of this enzyme lead to the inhibition of conversion of cyclic GMP into the GMP. That means that will lead to the intracellular concentration, increase in intracellular concentration of the cyclic GMP. And as we know that increased intracellular concentration of cyclic GMP lead to the vasodilatation or relaxation of the smooth muscles. It also inhibits the cellular reuptake of the adenosine into RBC, endothelial cells and platelets. That means decreases the intracellular concentration of the adenosine. And adenosine have the general effect on the heart, that is the stimulation of the heart. That's why decreased adenosine concentration into the cell lead to the decrease in stimulation of the heart muscles. Uses of the dipyridamole. It is used to dilate the blood vessels with coronary heart disease. It is used to lower pulmonary hypertension also, and it inhibits the replication of viral viral RNA. It is used as antiplatelet drug and used for prevention of thromboembolism in combination with other anticoagulant drug. Thank you.